Howdy, it's Dave. So I wanted to talk about Governor David Ige, one of my favorite subjects. David Ige, last week, I've been pushing him to overturn his veto of Senate Bill 126. Senate Bill 126 says there will be like $100 extra money given to the unemployed if the amount is $401 or more. And it also provides rental cash assistance and workforce development. He vetoed the bill. He now says that he's going to use the $100 for his own cost of running the unemployment system, I guess. He wasn't specific. A while back, he also said that he was trying to find ways to he's sitting on over $1 billion he hasn't spent of the CARES Act money. He hasn't spent any of that money. He's sitting on it, including the money that was intended for the $100. Now, next week, the state legislature has an opportunity. Of course, there's a guy with a sports car. Has an opportunity to overturn his veto, which they should, if they really are in support of the people of Hawaii. If they don't, those who vote against it, I guess, aren't really interested in the welfare of the people of Hawaii. And you should let them know. I'll let you know who they were, or if it doesn't happen. I mean, that starts on Tuesday, okay? I pretty much think that they're going to do this. I heard there's several people planning to override his veto, and a bunch of other stuff's going to happen next week as well. You know, he said, what's going on here with unemployment is I think in the next couple of weeks up to the end of the month of September, you're going to see the House and the Senate get together and carve out an agreement which will give us the extra money on our unemployment. And I just think, I've noticed that all the governors in all the states all seem to have the same $100 extra amount for unemployment to be handed out. Because they all talk to each other, they all see what each other's doing on their websites, so it sort of got around. He is telling you guys that this $300 for 2 to 4 weeks, they're saying for it, is coming your way. Let me tell you, the state of Alaska, which was 3 or 4 states before us that applied, was told that they weren't going to see the money for 2 months. Now it's because of their system and stuff. But our system's equally screwed up. Now our system's fine. Your system is not fine, state of Hawaii. You have 11,000 people. You have 6,000 more people trying to get unemployment than you did a month ago that you haven't paid some people for 13 weeks. This is our failed leadership here in Hawaii. Failed leadership. And that's all on David Ige. And Josh Green isn't exactly a friend of mine. I think he's a panderer. And he'll say and do anything. He's a little power hungry now that he has this role. But you know what? I hope he works. I hope what he's doing works. But if it all goes to hell in a handbasket, like the economist Peter Greenberg said, we were going to see a zombie apocalypse here after the holidays if they don't open the state. Peter Greenberg, you can go on my page. I'll post what he said again in his TV interview. He's one of the lead economists for the state of Hawaii. He's talking about the recovery and how it's going to be low and that there would be nothing left after Christmas of Hawaii except for zombie apocalypse. This guy's a conservative economist to say that. Pretty strong stuff. And David Ige is playing word games with you guys. Mind games. He's saying what you want to hear, but he knows better. He knows that money's not going to come because, first of all, the federal money will probably come before it, or it'll be settled. And I'm going to bet you right now that the amount they settle on will be $401 or more, because they also know what the figure is around the country for the add-on $100, and that's going to be their way of giving states $200 million each back. But that's not what it was intended for. But what are they going to do with that money? You know what David E's going to do with that money and all the money he can get his hands on? He's on his way out, right? 2 more years. He's going to hand it out to his friends. Whatever legal way. He doesn't get cash. Hang on. Of course, there's an ambulance. It's all we get all day long in Waikiki are ambulances. It's really bad. all politicians on their way out reward their campaign donors, and David Ige is going to use the money to reward his campaign donors in whatever legal way he can. And if he can't, just like many times before, they let the money go back to the feds because they can't get things done the way they want, and screw working people of Hawaii. You know, David Ige never signs a check, I bet. If you knew how it was, I used to work in that world, I came up in that world. Those people have people who do everything for them. He's probably, except in his younger years, currently not signed a check in a long time or paid a bill by himself. Someone does that for him. Someone takes care of everything for him. But he gets a check. All the rest of those people are getting checks. All those government officials are getting paid. But 11,000 people haven't gotten paid in Hawaii. And all the rest of the, whatever it is, 100,000 people are about ready to run out of their unemployment and their PUA. I think sometime December 26th is the date. That's the big date. That's a big date coming. October's going to be real. You see how the drama is coming and going really quick lately on the island. It's building up because things are getting worse. They don't want you guys to know. They think you can't handle the truth, to coin a phrase. They're holding back truth from you guys. They're playing word games with you. Don't believe the $300 thing. It's not going to come to you. FEMA even said that they may not be able to distribute to everybody who's applied because the money may run out before it gets to everyone. And we're some of the last states to apply because David Ige, again, is a failure. David Ige is a failure. And we're stuck with him. No, impeaching him, that's not going to happen. Everybody talks, we're going to impeach him. Nobody has the money to do that. And you're going to take $1 million for they're not going to do it. It's not going to happen. So move on past the impeach thing. It's just an impossibility. I've been on the impeach Caldwell thing. That didn't work either because nobody could agree and nobody wanted to really work. Everybody has other things going on. It's just talk. I mean, not that I don't support it, but, you know. So anyway, so watch what happens next week with the state legislature. Remember, David Ige is not your friend. He's saying he's principled. Yeah, he's principled for the rich people. Look out that way. All those people who come and bring all this money to Waikiki, give to get him and his cronies into power. You know, I think, you know, a good friend of mine, Laurie Garrett, you may see her on CNN. We went to college together. Laurie Garrett, Laurierrett. She's a epidemiologist and a Pulitzer Prize winning author. And you might look at her Twitter page about the epidemic. She's very smart. Said there's going to be, in October or November, a reckoning. Because all you people are finally going to realize that you've been played over money, and you're going to be mad and realize you are had by these politicians who use their money that they have. You know, I was in San Francisco, and I'm a Bay Area guy originally. A fire chief is getting $550,000 a month income. The mayor's getting something like $300,000 a month. There's 19,000 employees in San Francisco that make over $100,000 a month. I mean, it's not everything. It's not going to make up a lot, but that's not sustainable. And you can bet that here in Hawaii, there are a lot of bureaucrats making a lot of money, and they're all getting their checks. And they're saying, oh, well, you're going to get that through. You know what, remember, was it Marie Antoinette? Let them eat cake. Yeah, when and if it comes, which I hope it doesn't, it ain't going to be like Les Mis or Rez or Warren Beatty. It's going to be particularly ugly. And it won't be like people burning down buildings or, you know, like you see in the mainland. It'll be food riots where people go into stores. They're already doing it, but the media and are not letting you know about what's going on with the robberies and the people going in the stores and groups and taking what they want. It's just going to increase to the point where it becomes so obvious that something will happen with the National Guard or something. Even the head of the National Guard last April said if this thing were to not be fixed, there would be civil strife. And I hate to be the one to break the bad news, but he's probably right, you know. And so stop spending money on things you don't need. Stop spending money on things you don't need. Stop going out and buying all this stuff that is so attractive that you don't need. You don't need a new cell phone, you know. You don't need a new TV set unless you need a new TV set. Be frugal. And watch what happens between Tuesday and the end of September. You know, this thing could actually, with this money, go on until the real budget showdown happens in December. And boy, watch out what happens on election night. That's going to be something, huh? It's going to be a show to behold. I mean, I've been around for 50 years in politics. And I was a public policy guy, student in college. And I pretty much know what's going on. I can see the political landscape. And I don't buy what other politicians try to sell you. I'm on your side. Because I am your side. That's where I live. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Be mad. Be mad because you're being trampled on by Ige and his cronies who want the money for themselves on the way out the door, because they have economic forecasters who have scenarios, and the scenarios tell them what all the possibilities to the economy will be. And a lot of them aren't really nice, like that guy Greenberg. I will post Mr. Greenberg's video on my Facebook page here after a while, and you'll be able to see his video about his forecast for the economy, where he called a coming zombie apocalypse. I mean, you know, watch out. It's going to be tough. Protect yourselves and your families. Be good. Don't believe it. If they're going to shut down the state 2 more weeks, Josh Green is going to do it. You know, I mean, he's just. I have mixed feelings on the whole thing, and I just see everything going under, and I don't know. It's tough. Take care of yourselves. Love you all. Bye, guys. Take care. Miss you. There's my view. Not bad, huh? Take care. Bye.